Now that we've downloaded all the software that we need, we're going to go ahead and install it. So currently I'm running Windows 7 and the Web Center interaction will not install correctly on Windows 7. So I've configured XP mode for Windows 7. So I'm going to go ahead and fire that up. Now, just so you know, XP mode is really just a virtual machine. So if we can find XP mode, we'll start it up. Okay, we're in Windows XP mode, so let me go ahead and let's get the installation software, which is on my host computer still. And I've previously extracted the folder that contains the WCI stuff, so we'll just run the installation from it. And it's going to take a couple minutes to do this. Okay, so now we're at the installer, and again, this is just going to take a second or so, and what we'll end up doing is making the selections for software we need. Okay, so just step through the wizard. It's pretty simple stuff. I'm going to just accept all the defaults for that, select custom. The only things that I really need here are the administrative portal, automation service, portal, API service, image service, and search. Now, let me just give you a quick rundown of what each thing is. The administrative portal is really the same exact thing as a portal. However, there are a couple configuration changes that are made in the config file. So really, we should be able to just get away with installing administrative portal and not this one, but just in case, there's always that stupid little thing that we never get right. The API service is how we interact with the portal from our portlets. Typically what happens is the portal will send information to the portlets. The portlets can interact with that information using the IDK. However, if it needs additional information from the portal, such as names of the group a person might be in or additional properties, it needs to contact the search API through the API service. This is a Tomcat service. It's running on Tomcat. It's a service in Windows services. The image service really is a virtual directory off of the root of your website and contains all the static images, CSS files, JavaScript files. And search is a standalone service as well, and it's really maintaining the index of everything that is searchable from an administrative standpoint, as well as any documents or anything that we're going to use. The automation service is, again, it's another Windows service that will do tasks at certain times within the software. The rest of these we really don't need to worry about: notification, portlet, directory, content upload, document repository. We don't really care about those things. So we're just going to select next, and I'm going to have to install the Visual C++ redistributable. So let's just step through this stuff. So now the other thing that we need is this configuration manager, and that really is a way that we configure WCI, and it also is a service that we can start and stop as we need to. Since this is all on your local machine or somewhere that nobody else is going to get to on a local network, it really just doesn't matter to have a password. So I'm going to leave it blank, and I'll leave the port at 12345, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to do the .NET version. I'm going to use the default website. I'm going to turn off image compression and a standalone search node. If you had more computers that are handling your search, you could set up a search cluster. However, licensing restricts you to 2 search nodes unless you buy more licensing. For our purposes, a standalone search node is fine. And then whatever the name of your computer is, so you can leave it at the default, and we'll go ahead and hit install. Okay, so the installer has pretty much finished, and it's come to this screen, the Launch Configuration Manager. The Configuration Manager, as I was saying earlier, is just a way to manage the system. It'll give us an opportunity to put in it'll give us an opportunity to put in the database configuration settings and everything else. In order to keep this video short, I'm going to skip this and I'll create another video on the configuration manager. But just remember, it's going to be on port 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll hit next. No, configure later, next. And let's go ahead and just restart the system so we're done. And that's it. That is the installation for WCI. Pretty simple.